With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. What's good, y'all? Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC with the sensei, Stormy B, man. What's good?
Yo, what's good, man? Salute to everybody out there. Smash the like button. We ready.
That's right. We ready. Dwayne Jones, Mr. Mechanical, King Jr., Copper Aborigines, Big Homie Coop, 9 Miles Player, Brooklyn Born, Omega Red, Bert, Kevin Dunbar, Macadocious Mac of the South, Anwar Willis, Davis, Viva Tu Vida, Mark Wunderlich, Dwayne Freeman, salute, Mark Booker. Oh, it jumped on me. Mike 202. Adrian Vett. Fred Rose. Davis. All right. I'll salute everybody as they come in. We're supposed to be having a guest, but in the meantime, let's cook. So, about last night, Rome Farwalk, salute. Jay Gibson. First of all, Tania Marie, salute. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. There he is.
What's up with you?
What's good? It's your boy, Cory Spinks, man. What's good, man? How are you?
I'm doing all right, my dude.
Excellent, man. I'm glad you could you take time out to come join us on this boxing talk, man.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure, my cat.
Excellent, man. I seen you a lot on my brother Manny Brown. That's the fam right there.
Yeah,
Manny Brown.
That's my little brother, man. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone with him, man.
Yeah, Manny's the family right there, man. Manny's definitely the family, man. Trick was good. You can hear me? I don't know. You might not be able to hear me. Cory, what you been up to, fam?
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just,
chilling. What's going on with you? Yeah, you hear me?
Chilling, man. Yeah. Relaxing, man. Watching my kids grow, man.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You know, the kids grow fast.
Like wildfire.
Man, they're born, you bring them home, and next thing you know, they're going to college. You're like, what happened?
Yeah. It's just crazy. My daughter's in the 7th grade, but she's taking college courses already.
Oh, wow.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's big down here in Florida, in Boca. All the schools are A-rated, so they cram everything into these kids, man.
Wow.
But I get it though. I see from coming from St. Louis, I can see how different the school systems is, man.
Yeah. It depends on where you at, man. It really depends on where you at. Education is key. We gotta be careful. You in Florida, you said?
Yeah, I'm in Boca, in Florida.
Oh, wow. Wow, I mean, Florida's a hotbed right now, for that COVID situation.
Stuff. Yeah, man. I'm staying out the way.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's really bad, man.
It's mainly it's all over Florida, but mainly in like Miami and Fort Lauderdale and all that.
Oh, I know, man. Jacksonville, I slid through Jacksonville, Palm Coast, things of that nature. I was supposed to go down there this month, but I had to pump the brakes on that because the COVID situation and stuff. So, I don't want to take the show in that direction. It's just hard, man. It's a hard deal, man.
Yep.
It's a hard, and when you are dealing with the children, you're in a rock and a hard place. You know, it's like, damn, do I send them to school? And you know,
See,
they're
that's
making.
that's the thing. Like down here, they made it to they have to go to school.
Yeah.
Because if they don't and they choose to be on the computer, it's not the same as being in school because they don't get the school teacher. They have their own teacher, so they don't get the same thing that the kids are getting in school. So they made it tough, man. Because that'd have been the first thing we'd have did. We just snatched them right out of school, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to get into like, you know, a lot of people are for the vaccine, against the vaccine, man. You know, I'm not getting into that debate. You know, I mean, people just got to do what's best for them. You know, and just
Yeah. See, I got the vaccine.
right.
My wife got the vaccine. My son would have, but he's underage. But my 12-year-old got the vaccine too, man. It's like I know what you're saying. Like people have to think, man. They have to protect themselves, even though it's this new strain of the Delta, whatever. But if you have the vaccine, though, it won't. If you do catch it, it won't affect you like if you didn't have nothing at all.
I mean, well, Delta strain won't bother you if your name is Tyson Fury. Boom, boom. Psst. That's the only joke I'm gonna be telling today. You know, he like Delta strain on the plot. Guy, if your last name is Fury, you know, Delta strain on the plot.
Man, hey, that stuff real, man.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna play with it, man.
This thing is mutating, man. So, you know, I
Yeah,
respect
man.
everybody's decision on that. But all I can say is just do what's right by you and your family, man. Just, you know, and I just hope for the best for everybody, man. I hope we all get through this.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I be around a lot of people, so, you know, and my son has a form of autism, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't bring it back home, man, you know, so there was no question about it. So
Right. Yeah,
and
that's
then,
tough.
you know, I went out, I'll be the guinea pig for my family to see what happens, you know what I'm saying? So
I hear
it's
you,
to
brother.
each his own, though.
Yeah. I don't fuss with anybody over it. It's like, okay, do what's right by you and do the best you can.
And in order to stay up out the way, shit.
Yeah. It's real out here, man. The body count didn't discriminate. It got everybody worldwide. It got everybody.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's segue into some boxing. Oh wait, we got a super chat. Don Shadow, he said, salute to the panel. And the legendary Cory Spinks, C19, annoying out here in the 305. He said, Ugas did the damn thing yesterday. Can't wait to see Undisputed soon. Yeah, we're going to get to all of that. We're going to get to all of that. But first, I want to holler at you, Cory, man. Yeah, actually, I've been wanting to talk to you for the better part of a decade.
Okay.
Better part of a decade, man. I'm gonna be jumping around a bit, but
That's
I'm
all
gonna
good.
go straight to the Ricardo Mayorga fight. I've never seen so many missed shots in a boxing match. Like, probably, I mean, that's right up there. You made that man miss, and I'm bringing that fight up for a reason. Because on one hand, I remember watching that fight with a friend of mine, and he was saying, well, you know, Cory's not doing nothing. But I said, brother, how do you score a fight, man? Because defense is a huge part. You know, clean and effective punching, ring generalship. You controlled the tempo of the sport. I mean, of the fight. He was in the middle of the ring, and he just couldn't touch you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Some people just don't know what boxing means. Boxing is the art of hitting and not get hit.
Right.
You know, this it's not the sport that let me see if I can make you bleed. Let's see if I can bleed. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's about how clean you could come up out that ring. Of course, you got to throw some shots, but you know what I'm saying. Hey, listen. I'm a champ. I was a warrior, but listen, man, the shit hurts. You did,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and don't nobody. If anybody tell you a punch feel good, they lying.
No,
They
no.
lying, man. Because don't nobody want to get hit, man. Because it's like, and a lot of people think like the MMA gloves are smaller than boxing gloves. They're not.
Yeah. Explain that
They're
for
not.
those that don't know.
The see the gloves are just made different.
Right.
They just made to cover your hand. But the pattern on your knuckles is none. That there
Mm,
is none. That's why they wrap our hands so thick. There ain't no padding in them gloves, man.
yeah.
If a person didn't put on hand wraps and will fight in some pro gloves, you'd be punching with your fist.
That's why all of that glove manipulation. That's why I'm so hard on it, man. I mean, you guys are professional fighters. You can kill somebody in that ring. You definitely kill.
Yeah,
You can die in it.
yeah, that's the thing. That's what people don't understand. Like you can't fake boxing. People have lost their lives in there.
Mhm.
People have lost their lives in there. Yeah, and to be honest with, as a boxer, when you go in there to face someone, you gotta try to kill them. You don't want to kill them, but you have to try to. You have
That's
to
crazy.
try to. You know what I'm saying? But you don't wanna kill nobody. But listen, you gotta. It's kill to be killed.
That's just the nature of the
You
business,
know?
man. That's just what it is.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It could be a good friend of yours that y'all just so happen to meet up in the ring. Y'all still gotta try to kill each other.
Well, who's more sick? You guys for doing it for millions of dollars, or us wanting to watch it? You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
people. That's why people don't understand why they pay us so much. But people don't understand. You have to earn that right to make that money.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely do.
So
You definitely
yeah,
do. Salute to my brother Judah Ben Israel. He said, "Peace, King." At Cory Spinks, I'm in the loo. 100.
in that order.
No doubt. No doubt. I got family out there. I don't talk to them much because they about that life. You know,
Yeah,
they ain't
man.
no
That life.
they ain't no streets.
Yeah, I grew up in that life. It's a crazy life in St. Louis, man. If people don't know about it, man, it's not just been on the radar of being the most dangerous city recent. It's been like that ever since I was born, damn near, man.
Mhm.
And it kind of used to be back then. It was a little worse because you have to not just worry about somebody driving up and shooting. You have to worry about kidnapping and
Mm,
somebody kidnapping you and using you for a little toy, man, and then kill you.
mm.
That's that was very big in St. Louis at one point. Like it was so big that they used to, the light poles that comes on the street lights at night.
Yeah, yeah.
On every street light pole, we called them raper men. They used to have these like Ripperman signs, like the guy with the black trench coat and with the slick hat like down like this.
Yeah,
They used to
yeah.
they used to have it. They used to have it on every stoplight, and it's beware of predators.
Mm.
It used to be crazy back then, man. Like my mom used to have to walk us and pick us up to school every day, or she'll
Mm.
come up when the girls are outside for recess. She'll come up in the school just to stand around the schoolyard because they was snatching little girls, snatching little boys. It didn't matter, man.
That's horrible, and that's real, man, and that's real, and that's where the neighborhood has to have some sort of accountability. You know, for example, um, that year, I'm sure this made worldwide news. Yeah, I remember when Amadou Diallo got shot right here in the Bronx.
Mm,
And what they don't talk about was how messed up that neighborhood was. And he actually fit the description, from what I was told. He fit the description of a rapist that was in that area. He fit the description. And that's a bit of why he got stopped. And it was just a quagmire of situation that happened. And it was just so ridiculous and bad and unfortunate. But what I mean by the accountability of the neighborhood is that if you know you have someone in the neighborhood that's prone to doing things that is abnormal, the hood should take care of that problem. You understand?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's just how I see it.
Yeah, but like the hood made me of who I am. Like you was mentioning about the Mayorga fight. Like of moving and weaving punches and everything. When I was younger, I used my friends was also beast. All of us was beast, and I just used to I used to sit on the ropes and just let them fire shots at me, and wouldn't nothing touch me.
Wow.
Wouldn't nothing touch me, man. So they used to call me when I was younger. They used to call me like a ghost, man. I used to just weave punches and my coach used to test us and stuff. Like we'll just be walking, and like we'll walk past him, and he'll shoot like a jab at us. I'm weaving, and I won't even be looking at him. I'll still weaving.
What was that experience like in the gym with your family? What was that like?
Oh, it was crazy, man. Because my older brother, my brother Leon Jr., rest in peace. Oh man, used to train us. Used to basically make us cry, man. Used to basically make us cry, man, by doing little different exercises and everything, man. Have us hurting, but the thing in the gym, like we had little storefront, man. It was like we had like 5 or 6 world champions come out this little gym that just the ring could fit in. And it's like every Friday we'll have this boxing tournament through the whole gym.
Wow.
And
wow.
I ended up being the champion because I beat my middle brother from my mom, my dad kids from my mom, my brother Daryl, rest in peace. He was he had his nickname. His name was Combination D. So he'll get in there and just throw a gang combinations and stopping everybody.
Ooh.
So I got in there. I'm young, I ended up lasting the whole fight with him. And they gave me the fight. So I had the title of the gym. To this day, I still had it because I never lost it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like when my brother was still living, he still dread that, man. Like he wanted to get at me bad, man. Like there was the days, man, of Northside Bombers, man.
So when you grew up watching your family fight on a professional level, what was that like? Did you actually go to the fights? Was you sitting there, or did you just watch it on TV?
Just watched it on TV. See, I was a mama's boy.
Okay.
I was a mama's boy. I grew up under my mom. My dad was living in another city. So my brothers used to go see my dad all the time, but I didn't meet my dad until like later on in life. A little later on in life. I had my resentments about it when I was younger, but once we start, hanging around and being around each other, I opened up and see where I get a lot of these things from,
right.
And we became close, like a dad and son should, man. So, big up to Leon, I love the old guy, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that you have like I'm listening to you when you just told the gym story. I don't know if they do it like that anymore. If they do it like that, I don't know about it, man. You know, that's old school.
Yeah,
What you described, that's
yeah,
old school.
it's like it's at a gym as an amateur, basically. As
Right.
an amateur, they treat amateurs like the professional now,
Mm-hmm.
where it shouldn't be like that. Like, see, when we was amateur, everything was hidden. We didn't go spar with another gym, none of that. We kept it all in house. Everybody, we had sparring at the gym. You'll see what we have when we fight you in the ring. But now they're treating it like the professional game, and got these amateurs fighting each other. And dude, I'm figuring you out. You coming to my gym, you're sparring in my gym. You're still amateur. I can prepare for you now. I know what to expect. Instead of surprising somebody when it's time to fight, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
of course, if you fight, see, back then we fought in St. Louis, we used to fight like 2-3 times a week. Because every Friday, it was a fight. The winner get $10, the loser get $5.
Oh, and that's all the money in the world back then. You know what I mean?
All of them, man. What? And then too, we didn't care about weight classes. If I'm going to fight you, they'll let me fight you. You couldn't be too big, but you can be 10 pounds over me, 15 pounds. If I wanted to fight you, they'll let me fight you.
Mm.
Like
See,
when
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Like when I was younger, see, out of my first 4 fights, I lost 3.
Okay.
But after my 4th loss, I like went on a killing spree for years. Cause I ain't lose no more in St. Louis. After I got always accustomed to, I was 8 years old. I didn't lose no more. And then I fought someone. I lost to the same person. This guy named Jeremiah Hammer. He was 85. I was 70 pounds.
Mm.
But we fought at his gym, Southside Warriors. They the ones used to throw the shows all the time, and we just come in, weigh in, fight, and that's how it was. But you know, I kept fighting this big ass Caucasian. I ain't care. I wanted my $10 or $5. You know.
Yo, that's what's up, man. Now I want to ask you a question because all right, we got the aspect of you coming up in the gyms. All right. So fear is just not a question. You overcame that. All right. I always say with athletes, it's important on a lower level when you're just getting acclimated. It's important to fail because you know how to fail forward. You understand how to lose. You take your bumps and
Right.
bruises early so you know how to handle it later in life.
Right.
How old were you when Michael fought Mike Tyson?
Oh man, I can't remember. I think I was a little up in age though. I kind of because I remember like yesterday sitting in the living room watching the couple seconds that it did last. But I was because what year did they fight?
That was 88. It was 88, right? Stormy, that was 88, right?
What, when
Yeah, it
Tyson
was,
and
I think.
Spinks?
Tyson and Michael, yeah. Michael Spinks.
Yeah.
That was 88.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, I was like 13 or something when that happened.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
was
the hype leading up to that fight. A
yeah,
lot
I
of
was
people
out.
picked Mike.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people thought Mike Spinks was gonna win
yeah.
because the reason why because of that because you know he used to have them fights with um
Larry
that
Holmes.
one guy there, not Larry but he used to fight him at light heavy too the White Kwawi.
Dwight Muhammad Kwawi, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kawhi, because you know he had that bull mentality to keep coming, you know, and they thought, you know, Mike, man, shoot, Mike knees got old, bro,
Mm,
and then he had
yeah.
he see that little young lion coming up, man. Mike said, let me take this L and get on up out of here.
Yeah, that I must say, after the shock settled in, I was kind of mad. I was
Yeah, a
like,
lot
yo,
of
damn,
people
man.
was.
Yeah, because I really thought, because this was supposed to be the test. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I thought that the ring smarts would kick in and Mike would have to think outside the box. And
Yeah,
sheesh.
man, Mike Tyson was just a monster back then, man. And
Yeah, that was
back in that time when nobody messing with Tyson did, man.
yeah,
Or at
88.
least, at the very least, a perceived monster.
Yeah. They did some maneuvering. I will say that. You know, because
Yeah.
I was of the thought process going into that if Michael had an opportunity to land something on him,
Yeah.
he would have immediately garnered some respect, but he wasn't able to do that because I noticed that he was having knee problems. It's like,
yeah.
you know, that makes a difference with your leverage, your movement, your
Yeah.
being able to get off your shots properly like you may normally be accustomed to. So you know, he just caught, you know, your uncle at the right time,
Yeah.
you know.
His
And
knees he couldn't move.
right
Yeah, he couldn't move, man. That was
when
apparent.
the fact that he got his victories when he fought the other guys like Tankstead, and then he fought Jerry Cooney. People weren't expecting him to be able to hurt those guys like he did, you know. And like I said, that Spinks jinx, it was there. He just again, his legs. Imagine what that could have been had he been able to move like he normally moves. Because that is like the type of fight that he would have given. Do you remember the first round with Tyrell Biggs that Tyson fought? He had all kinds of trouble with Biggs in that first round.
Yeah.
And Michael was more elusive than that and awkward than that. He was like, and could throw punches from weird angles. So it looked like he walking away from you, sort of like, you know, Jersey Joe, and boom, he'll hit you with something.
Yeah.
That's not the guy we saw show up on that night. And it's unfortunate that we weren't able to see him, you know. Yeah. But I've never looked at that as Mike Tyson's best victory, because that was probably Michael Spinks' worst night, not because of Mike Tyson, but because of the condition he was in physically, as far as not being able to bring what he would normally bring to a championship fight. And salute to you, by the way. I was letting you cook, but I wanted to say salute to you, Cory, man. Admire your career, man. You're a hell of a fighter, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. But I wanted to say that with Michael, people don't know how big Michael's hands are. Like, if Michael Spinks were to punch me in my face, he will hit every part of my face with one punch.
Damn.
That's how big his fist is.
Kapama basketball?
Easy.
Wow.
Look, easy. I'm talking about real easy. Like, like literally, if he ball up his fist and he punched me in my face, he would hit every part of my face.
Jeez.
Now, I do have a question for you since we got you here this evening. I have a show, and we call it The Three Wise Men of Boxing. It's on YouTube here on Thursday nights, 8 p.m., right? We were talking recently about, you know, certain fights that never happened. Do you have any insight as to why Michael never fought Matthew Saad Muhammad?
No.
Dude,
I don't know.
that was man. You know, that would have been a hell of a fight, man. But you know, those two men, they ruled during their time. You know.
Yeah, they did. They did, man. They did, man. But to tell you the truth, man, back then, man, I don't think nobody was giving Mike that smoke, man. 'Cause Mike was a very, very dangerous puncher, man. To be slim like that, you know, he still was a big puncher when he moved to heavyweight, but Mike really wasn't really no solid heavyweight.
There was times where I watched him perform, and it was so strange. It looked like he was just about to turn his whole back to you, but then he hit you with a damn punch.
Yeah,
it's like, what the hell is that? What the hell did you just do?
Yeah.
How do you fake turning your back and then you hit him? I was like, what the? You don't train that. That's just something that came natural to him. That's crazy. I was like, wait, I thought he was gonna turn around.
This crazy though. This crazy like my dad and my uncle, you know, they both won the Olympics. Mm-hmm. This is just ironic that, you know, my dad had went off to the military. My dad was to the Olympics. He was a Marine. My uncle stayed back, but they still ended up in the Olympics together. Mm. I'm like, that's crazy to me, man. And they didn't.
That was one of those great moments in American history too. That was definitely when the brothers won their medals, man, and they were celebrating and everything. Yeah. I still remember that like it was yesterday.
Yeah, they used to wear them big old cowboy hats. My uncle still do. He still do, man.
Yo, salute to Jermaine being in that super chat. Much love. He says salute, man. Salute to you, fam. Salute to you.
Man.
Man. That Olympics was a shit, man.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about, you know, coming from this background, I was never forced to box. I was never forced to box. I could have did anything else. You know, it was a talent that I couldn't run from. You know, I played basketball, baseball, football, volleyball, soccer, but I had to fall because I quit for like almost 2 years. Because you know what was happening around me. My brother Leon got killed, and then my best friend that was still boxing with me, Terrence Rice, got killed, and you know boxing wasn't fun for me anymore. But I end up, my brother Darryl was continuing to box, and he turned professional. I was still going to the fights, and people still used to talk about some. I would have been good and all this, you know. So I ended up going back. And I instantly had success. I won the Golden Glove Nationals. I got outstanding boxer in the Golden Gloves in St. Louis. I was the only one to win out the Nationals from St. Louis that year. The only one to win the National Power that year, and I turned pro. It happened just that quick. As soon as I came back, it was a little local tournament in St. Louis, the Missouri Black Expo. I won that, but I had caught a cold, and people were saying I really didn't win it. So I'm full back in the gym now. I'm getting back, and the next tournament was the Golden Gloves. I ended up getting outstanding boxer in the Golden Gloves. Went to the Nationals. Fought in the most toughest place you can have the Nationals. That's Denver, Colorado. Messing with that altitude. I end up winning out of that. Man, it was so tough, man.
How did you feel about the second round? That altitude.
Man. Dead, man. Dead. Like my second fight, I won it, but man, I got 2 points took away and everything, man.
Oh. Goodness.
For holding. For holding, man, I fought a Mexican man. Man, he kept coming, man. Wouldn't stop coming. Man, I was holding, man. I'm like, man, shoot. I almost got disqualified, but I ended up winning the thing. I ended up winning it though. But that's the tough thing. Like, we had to fight Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, skip Friday, and fight Saturday.
Damn.
You lose, you go home.
Did what you had to do.
That's what you had to do.
Man, it was tough though, man. A lot
the
of
brother
people
Bruce
don't
Go,
know.
I'm sorry. The brother Bruce Go says he said he wondered why Michael didn't take the Mustafa Muhammad fight non-title for the money. He wanted to know if you knew anything about that.
Man, I don't know nothing about none of their business. None of their business, man. None of their business, man.
Yeah,
None of their business. I just
real sharp.
man, it's just, man. I just know they used to fight, train. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, with the old school fighters, they used to train way harder than the fighters train today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they used to have to go 15 rounds.
Yeah, man.
Just them extra 3 rounds. I'm like, man, we was already scared as an amateur. Like, dude, how the hell they go all these rounds, bro? Like, we used to be scared. Like, dude, how the hell all of these dudes go all these rounds and we getting tired going 2-3 minutes? Man, we was scared, bro. But once we turn pro, we see, you know, like the difference between amateur and professional level. Like the professional, the amateur level gets you ready for professional, and it makes it a little easier. It makes it a little easier because the amateurs are fast. When it comes to the program, it slows down. You become more of a technician. You become more of a sharpshooter. It slows down because it's not. You just don't want to score points. You trying to kill this dude. So, you know, the sounds and everything that we make in the ring really counts. Like a fast sound is a hard sound that you're trying to kill. You and that's the difference. That's the difference between amateur and pro. People don't know that it's your sound.
Well, I want to step in one moment and say something, fellas. And Trick Noty is asking, can we hear him? I didn't see him say anything. I see you gesturing, Trick. We can't hear you. We can't hear you,
No,
Trick.
I can't hear you either.
Maybe if you go out and come back in.
Yeah, try going out and come back in.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is one of the things we can't gloss over here. Okay, your family has a history like no other in the history of the sport of boxing. Leon beat the baddest man around in Muhammad Ali to become the heavyweight champion. Michael beat the next generation baddest man around and became the heavyweight champion. You know, the first light heavyweight to come to heavyweight champion like that. And then you become undisputed welterweight champion, and probably only because you wasn't big enough to be the heavyweight champion, you wouldn't, go on and do that. Man, that is an impressive family link and history. Awesome.
What makes it more impressive is all 3 of us was undisputed.
Yes.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
All 3 of us was undisputed.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing. You know, that's why I took the conversation back there, because I want to give you your credit, brother. I want to give you your flowers while you're on here with us, so people will know who you are and what cloth you were born of. You understand? That's important. Yeah. And that's what we need to do for one another. That's what it's all about. You see? But people need to take a pause and just look at that. Who else is doing anything like that?
Undisputed is important, right? That's what we talk about today. Undisputed, right?
That's the biggest accomplishment in boxing. Period.
Man,
Yeah, I know. Becoming a world champion, is a very, very big accomplishment. But the ultimate dream is becoming an undisputed champion in your weight class. That means ain't nobody got no world title but you.
Right.
So
right.
It's hard to do, but but I'm just blessed that I had a chance to have that opportunity to do it. So I thank boxing for that.
I want to ask you. This is hilarious. Are you familiar with the Richard Pryor stand-up? He talked about was it Stormy? Was he talking about Michael or Leon in that stand-up?
Leon.
He's talking about Leon, right?
Yeah.
Freaky Diggy. He said, "Which one do Freaky Diggy?" He said, "Leon, a bad mofo." That was hilarious. What was the name? Was that which stand-up was that?
Richard Pryor, right?
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody. But you know what, man? Michael career was better than Leon, but Leon was more popular.
Yeah.
Just from that one signature win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it does for you.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. My dad is one of the knownest fighters I know. It's like everybody know Leon across the world. Everybody know Leon, but everybody don't know Michael.
Right.
But Michael had one of the best boxing careers in boxing.
That Undisputed is a big deal, man.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Because people don't understand, like, Michael only had one loss. And that was to Mike Tyson.
Right.
And he retired. He said, I'm done,
Hell with this. Once your legs go, it's over. And we can hear you now.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
we hear you now, brother.
Man, I've been talking and running my mouth and trying to butt in by accident. It's crazy. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Cory, what's going on with you, brother?
What's up with you, man? Chilling,
hey,
man.
And glad you came to talk with us, man. Stormy, how you doing, brother?
Can you hear?
Yeah, you Stormy?
Yes, sir.
I was speaking to you. So how you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, Drew, how about you, brother?
Man, I'm in New York. We got some hurricane weather out here. There's trees flying around outside. One might just come barreling through my damn balcony.
Well, look, before I get your question, ask your question, Cory, I'm back in reality, man, because I was in Vegas for a few days, and when I came back here to Houston, I was like, man, what the hell going on? All the stuff I seen out there in Vegas, man, was unbelievable, man. But I had a great time, and Cory, almost back to what you were saying about your uncle's fist, man. I shook Luis Ortiz's hand. Let me tell you something, man. That brother got some big, strong hand. I mean, supernatural, firm grip on his handshake.
Man, people wonder why heavyweights get paid so much early. Man, listen, man, I wouldn't want to get hit by an old heavyweight now.
Listen, I gave George Foreman a dap years ago. And let me tell you something. When I dapped it up with him, I said, it looked like a moose knuckle. I said, what the hell? He was hitting people with that damn thing? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Your salute to In Shape Street Fighter. He said salute to Drew, Trick, Stormy, and of course the champ, Mr. Spinks. All undisputed fighters. Damn respect from your people, man. For real, man. That undisputed is a big deal. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
undisputed is a big deal. Yeah. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, and Drew, you said something earlier, man, that really caught my attention. And Cory, what you were saying about how he made Morgan miss, and I'm gonna tell you, man. To me, one of your best fights is when you fought Jermaine Taylor, and you made him miss so much it wasn't even funny. And a lot of people, I'm sorry.
The crazy thing about the Jermaine fight, I counted how many times he hit me through a whole 12 rounds, and I only counted like 5 or 6 times, man.
Didn't touch you.
Yeah.
You know what? When that fight got signed, I'm sorry, I'll let you get back to it. But speaking of Jermaine Taylor, when that fight got signed, I was mad for 2 reasons. I said, why is Jermaine fighting a smaller guy? And then I said, why is Cory behaving so crazy? I did not like that fight. When it was announced, I was like, come on, dogs. But you went in there, you made me a believer. Jeez Louise.
Well, see, because I've been knowing Jermaine ever since we was kids, because they used to have Arkansas used to have to come to St. Louis for the regionals, and then we'll fight in the regionals, and then we'll all go to the nationals as a team. But I've been knowing Jermaine ever since we was young lads in the boxing game, man.
And I'm gonna tell you something. What really was sad about the whole situation, this is something I've been working on, man. Getting an email out to some people, man, to get us some better commentators in boxing. Because if you go back and watch that fight with you and Jermaine Taylor, that was some of the worst commentary I ever heard in boxing. Man, that was horrible, man.
You know, there was little racist was on the mic.
Oh yeah, we won't say his name, but it was Larry Merchant, wasn't it?
That was HBO. Had to be.
Yeah, it was HBO.
Yeah, my brother Thomas says he said you got robbed against Jermaine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they mugged you. Absolutely mugged. I mean, I was like, damn, if he gonna land clean, it's gonna be over. But when you got to 12, I said, I think he won it. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I think he won it. That's just me.
Yeah.
But this is the business of boxing, which
it
brings
is.
us up. Go ahead, Storm.
Yeah, and Drew, let's ask Cory this: if he is aware of the fight from last weekend with Guillermo fighting Casimiro, and the fact that Guillermo, his style is a lot like Cory's, and he went 12 rounds with a guy that couldn't hit him with anything, and they scored it lopsided for the other dude. But it's like now they.
But you know what though,
especially if you have to be black.
It is similar.
But
it is.
But
it
now
is similar. It is similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I threw punches. What's the name? But didn't throw nothing for real though. He really did. I looked at that fight. He really didn't. He'll throw like 1 or 2 punches out of the whole round.
Trying to load up.
Out of the whole, he didn't even use a jab. That's the difference between. That's why they gave to the dude, because the dude he was just steady trying. He was just steady trying. He was making them miss because he wasn't landing. But Rigo, he'll throw like 1 punch around.
But there was a lot going on with that as far as rehydration and things of that nature, man. Man, Rigo, I could write a book on how dirty they did Rigo, man. His whole career I'm talking about. I mean, that's just effed up, man. He's been put in no-win situations because nobody of relevance wanted to fight him. Right. That's why it's like forever. I look at Santa Cruz, Mares, Quigg, and Frampton. I look at those guys side-eyed now. Like, yo, come on, man. Look what y'all did to him, and the fans enabled that behavior. So that drives me crazy.
But the thing is, man, it's like, love my Latinos and everything, but different race has different styles. Like the Mexican style is come forward, get hit, but put punishment on the guy. But why they put if they put punishment on the guy, they taking punishment.
Yeah, take 2 to 1.
Yeah, that's not what boxing is, though. That's not what boxing is. Boxing is showing your skill and your ability to hit this guy and get out of the way of the punch before the guy hits you. Not sit there and just take all these shots. Your head is not meant to be hit.
That's right. Say that again, man.
Yeah. Really, not just your head, your body, all that. Because a lot of people don't know. Most all of us boxers piss blood after the fight.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I listen, after every fight. If you went 10 rounds or 12, it's gonna be blood in your urine.
They said when
you get,
Jermaine, no, it wasn't Jermaine Taylor. What am I talking about? After
Taylor and Chavez.
Mildred Taylor lost to Chavez. They said when he, went to piss, it was straight blood. It was straight blood.
Man.
I mean,
so he swallowed a pint of blood.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and they should just gave that guy's win for all of that, man. That was ridiculous, man.
That was crazy, man. Because it's like it'd be like mostly when I used to fight, it used to be blood in my piss, but it's not totally just that. But they said that was crazy, man. That was crazy, but
the damage that he took in that fight alone, man, was like he had 7 or 8 fights in one night.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, he took all that punishment and was winning the fight. Yeah. He was winning. Yeah. He was beating Chavez, but man.
And the worst part about it, if you think about it, he didn't even have to take that kind of punishment in that fight because he could have moved. But they were coaching him to fight that way, and I'm like,
Stormy, who is his coach? Who is his coach?
Lou Duva and Georgie Benton. Lou Duva and Georgie Benton. And Lou Duva was the head trainer.
Yeah. He had all of them then. You remember all their whole little stable with Pornell, Mildred Taylor, Evander Holyfield, and
Mike McCallum.
Yep.
McCallum was there.
Hey, man, one of my favorite fighters from back in the day I always talk to was my boy, Michael Carbajal.
Okay.
Man, I used to look up to this dude, man. I still rap with him and everything, man. This dude is like he was unbeatable to me, man. And the worst thing
was something else. I really loved his fighting, man.
Yeah,
for a little guy.
And then the worst thing you can do to him is knock him down.
You got up off that floor?
Chiquita Gonzalez found that out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Buzzsaw. Absolute buzzsaw.
Man.
And it's funny you mentioned Michael Carbajal because I remember he was the first American flyweight champion because I remember the fight he fought this guy from Thailand on ABC Wide World of Sports. That's back when boxing was boxing. And he knocked that guy out. I think Carbajal dropped him like 4 or 5 times, and the guy would just get up and they finally ended up stopping the fight.
Yeah. Man, but
I got that fight on tape.
That's what I always say to That's what I always say to these That's what I always say to these young fighters. To be a good world champion, you have to know your boxing history.
Got one on the panel right there, man.
And I mean, I used to watch old fighters. I'm talking about all the way to Jack Johnson, to see how boxing has evolved. Because back then you basically had to sneak. If you get knocked down, you had to sneak to get up. Cause they ain't have to wait. Soon as you
get up to a half a knee and they hit you again.
And man, that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Now, Cory, I want you to take us through. All right, so we know the highs of your career, but I think it's important as an athlete, a pro, because because we got a lot of people in the chat that are involved in boxing. They may be training or know fighters or they got their kids in it. It's important to understand what it is to have your mental together as far as boxing is concerned, because this is it's a mental sport. And
of course you can.
Like I said, you can't. I mean, it's one thing to fail, but you got to fail forward. So I want you to take me through the highs and the if you want to call them lows, but when it didn't work out for you. Zab Judah. When you fought Zab, I remember watching that. You came out with Nelly. It's incredible. Zab is my guy. He's from New York.
Right.
And you got him. You got him in that first fight. And that was something else too. That was something else because, like I say, one of the things I remember is you came to the ring with Nelly. I said, damn, I don't know, man, because you was on fire, man. I think in your brain, you had to fight one before you even got in the goddamn ring.
But if you didn't see the first one, I came out the same way. I came out to Jay Quan. Hood. I came out to everybody in the fight getting tipsy. It was the same thing. It was just we was in our hometown, and it was a dream of mine to defend the world title. And in
couldn't be beat that
hometown,
night.
Man, I ain't care what happened. My dream has been fulfilled, but a lot of people didn't know. Like I caught Crohn's disease in camp.
Oh,
what?
wow.
Yeah, I was hospitalized in camp.
Oh shoot!
And but I already had a problem that I couldn't make 47 no more. But the Crohn, me catching Crohn's and stuff in camp, kind of helped me out because I got to lose all kind of weight. And but I should have pulled it out, but my dream was about to be fulfilled, so I did what I had to do to bring it back to St. Louis. And, that's why I really didn't care what happened. Because the fight should have been over in the first. The fight should have been over in the first round. But my natural ability, I lasted till the 9th, and they had me winning the fight. I thought I wasn't doing nothing. But yeah,
they had you winning the fight. I don't remember the cards at all. They had you winning.
Yeah, they had me up on the cards, man.
Oh shoot! I didn't know that.
Every judge. Every judge.
It kind of makes sense because sometimes Zab could be a late starter sometimes. But wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I had caught Crohn's. Like a lot of people didn't know I ended up winning 2 more world titles with Crohn's. Yeah, I have Crohn's disease.
Yeah, my aunt before she passed, she had that. That's tough, man.
Oh man, it's the worst, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah, it's the worst, man. But I ended up. But that's when I first ended up catching it in camp with Zab the second fight. But I ain't make no excuses, because I was in there.
Yeah, you was in there, man. You was in there.
Yeah, so I ain't want to take nothing from Zab. He did what he's supposed to do, but I just want to let him know now, years and years and years later, that man, I contracted Crohn's disease in camp.
Of all freaking places, in camp.
Yeah.
Of all places, man. That's.
Yeah, I had to spend a couple nights in the hospital, man, in Vegas.
That must have been painful, man.
Man,
that must have been
the
painful,
worst, man.
You got to take all this medicine and you have the flare-ups. It's like, man. Yeah.
Man, I done had flare-ups like where basically I had to teach myself to walk again, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
my
I'm
aunt
talking
had
about
it, man.
yeah. And then it's like the healing process. The healing process is worse than when you're sick. It's because you had to you had to you're not eating because it don't let you eat. It don't
They don't
let you
let you
eat.
eat. Yeah.
No, I mean nothing. Like everything is dry. Everything is dry, and
Mm-hmm.
so so that means you losing nutrients and everything in your muscles and stuff.
So how do you
Uh,
make weight? You know, how do you maintain weight when you know what I'm saying? It's hard with that. I had
you
no idea you had
but
that
you
at all.
Mm-mm.
yeah you didn't, but it's like when you start getting the strength back to eat and stuff. So you're eating it. So the nutrients and stuff is going back into your muscles. Your muscles develop knots and they
Mm,
hurt.
mm.
They hurt. It's basically to get some rest in the bed or to go to sleep. You have to take Vicodin to go to sleep. You cannot, yeah,
And
because
that's a controlled
them
substance.
Hmm.
yeah, and
That's a, now if you got to get rest. Now let's say you in the camp and you have to get
yeah,
rest because you have to get up early in the morning, so you got to go to bed early. And then they come and they do a drug test, and the Vicodin shows up. Boom, you pop dirty.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Hmm.
That's. I had no idea you was dealing with that. None.
Yeah,
Mm.
you have to take pain meds. You have to. You have
Sheesh.
to. You and two you have to take the pain meds to um to not feel the hurt in your stomach because every time you feel this hurt, you have to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have anything in you, you feel this pain, you have to go to the
You have to
restroom.
go. Yeah.
And that's like,
Yeah.
and if it flare up, that's like every few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know my aunt had stayed with us like years ago. Um,
yeah.
and I know what it's like. I know what it's like. It can
But
be embarrassing for the person, you know, but I mean,
I've learned it. I've learned it. Paid attention to it. It's about what you eat, man. It's like I had quit all the medicines. I quit taking because to me it seemed like the medicine makes it worse. So
it keeps you
I
sick.
yeah, I just stay on the diet. When how I know when it's bothering me, I pay attention to my bowel movement. If they're not
Mm,
solid, something wrong. You know, something
mm,
wrong. But I just been just watching what I eat. I can't eat pork, no chocolate, no sweets at all,
mm.
no juice,
Mm.
no soda, um,
So a vegan
water.
lifestyle, does that help?
You can't even
But
be vegan. You can't even be
wow,
vegan because you
wow.
can't eat too much. You can't eat too much lettuce. You can't eat fruit. Fruit has fruit has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
what
You
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 eating
can't.
then, brother?
Yeah,
Dang.
man.
What you eating?
What you
I'm eating like chicken, rice,
Fish.
yes, fish. My wife cook. I go off the grid a little bit because I can't resist my wife fried chicken. So
Okay.
I gotta look. I don't care if I'm having flare up, man. If she cooks some, I gotta have some, man.
well, let
It's
me
a
tell
di-
you this, brother. If you eat fried chicken, we forgive you because we know you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, man.
A black man's kryptonite.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So,
Yeah.
man, I done came a true fan of Chipotle and all that, man.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
man, that's
eating
that's tough.
habits
Fruit.
totally changed. Yeah,
I love me some fruit.
yeah,
I eat
man.
some fruit
So
before I go to the gym, man.
yeah.
And pineapple It's good for the digestive system.
But see, like I can, but I can't consistently do it.
Right.
I can do it like one day and then wait about like a week or 2 weeks or so and do it again.
Right.
But I can't do it like back to back to back to back to back.
So what you weight now, Cory? What's your weight now?
Oh man, I'm up there. I'm up there. You know, us boxers when we retire, we gain weight.
Yeah, I've seen the prints and I've seen Ricky Haddon. So yeah.
No, I ain't like that though.
Okay, woo.
Nah, Ricky's something else.
Ricky ain't like that though.
Ricky would balloon up to like 200 pounds in between fights, man. That's just so different. Matter of fact, I remember
I'm close. I'm about that. Well,
Ricky,
but two, like I'm the smallest male that my dad had. You know, like my mom had weight. All my brothers bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was really meant to be a bigger guy. Like all my weight is in my legs. So yeah, but it was like I kept this slim body, you know. And trying to keep
genetics hit different. Andre Jones, he says take chaga. I don't know what that is. Is that like a root? Is that like a tea? Andre Jones, what is that? What is chaga?
Well, I just found out. I just recently found out the stuff that's real good for me, for my stomach. I can dab and drink this. It's called kefir. It's like a kefir. It's like a it's a probiotic.
Probiotic, right?
Yeah, it takes all the bad stuff out your stomach and it helps, man. I drink like a glass of that a day, you know, and it helps, man.
I'm glad to see
man, I eat wrong at times, man. I eat wrong, especially on Thanksgiving. I gotta have my chitlins and all that.
Wow. Yes, sir. I never listen, man.
Yeah, don't knock it until you try it. Hey, listen.
No, bro, listen. You know why I'm knocking it? Because we had family reunions, and I remember when they slayed the whole hog and used every part of the hog, right? And one of my relatives was making the fresh chitlins, and I was in the house, and I was like, "Who fought it? Who fought it? Which one of y'all fought it?"
Yep.
I was like, "Nah, man.
Listen,
Auntie doing the chitlins."
Look, we saw a cousin to the man. I love the smell. I love the smell, man. And my wife know how to get them right too, man.
I can't.
See, me and my wife do, but my daughter and my son won't even look at them. I
can't.
Yeah,
I'm close.
I can't do it either.
I can't. But my family from the Midwest and the South, they get down like that. But me, no. And I will never forget that smell. I will never. In fact, that's what I call Tyson Fury. I call him a fat chitlin.
Man, I would be starving like Bobby Sands up in this mug. You be trying to feed me that stuff, bro.
Hey, bro,
eating it.
It's the bomb, bro.
I can't, bro.
The bomb.
I can't. Bro. It goofed me up because I remember it getting cooked fresh.
Yeah, only eat them once a year, just once a year. You can't eat that like multiple times a year. You know what I'm saying? Just that one special day. Go ahead, whip them out. See, my wife got to have them too.
All right.
It is.
I can't, bro.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I was upstairs in the house, and I was like, "What?"
Yep, that smell.
I was like, what is
Dude, I
that?
done lost 5 pounds with y'all talking about this.
Bruh. I'm talking about, bruh. If she cooking them, if she cooking them, bruh. If she cooking them, and I'm outside about to come through the door, I could smell them before I even open the door.
Well, if they're prepared right.
My smile is from here to here.
Man. But you know what? You're not the only person I heard say that they love it like that.
Yeah.
You know
Man,
what I'm
they
saying?
the bomb,
I guess there's something there. I'll pass, man. I'm like,
man, I've been eating. It's a lot of people from New York like that.
I'm a city dude.
A lot of people from New York like that.
I had my taste in the Midwest and in the South, and my family down there. All that Southern stuff, I've smelt it fresh. And when they slayed that hog and was cleaning those chitlins, I'll never forget that. I was like, what is that? Who did that? They was like, nah, they cooking the chitlins. I was like, wait a minute, what? Spread out on the table.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I eat chitlins. I eat chitlins and all that, but I don't like pig feet, none of that crap.
No, pig feet.
Man, that stuff is disgusting.
Hog maws, none of that. For that shit. Hey, y'all remember the movie called Jason's Lyric, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that you know, Cory, you know, you down in Houston, you know, they got that restaurant called This Is It. That's where they filmed the part of the movie at. Well, you know, I think on Wednesdays and Thursdays, either Wednesday or Thursday, they got chitlins on the menu.
Yes, sir.
One day out the week, right?
Yeah, one day out the week, yeah. But when you go on, you don't. I guess they must prepare them early in the morning because when you go in there, you don't smell them. But I don't eat no chitlins, man. Can't do it, Cory. And I'm from the South, Texas. I'm from Houston, man.
Bruh, I would tear the whole pot up.
And my dad used to eat cold, man.
Y'all can keep them on. Hey, Trick Noty, they can keep them on the menu, but they better damn sure not put them on my plate. I'm telling you that. It's gonna be a fight.
Same here. Put them on mine either, man. I can't do it, man.
But when it comes to cooking something like that, you have to have someone to know how to cook them, though.
Yeah.
I got me one.
You lucked up for real.
Yeah, you did.
For real.
You lucked up for real.
Oh, for real.
Yeah. The brother Andre Jones said it grows on a tree. It's a mushroom in Alaska and Canada. I heard from different people it cured them from Crohn's disease. I got some myself. It's a powerful fuel for the body. Okay. I mean, up to try anything, man. Yeah. So, Cory, follow.
But the thing. Go ahead.
You follow the sport today closely?
Oh, for sure, yes.
All right. Because before we get out of here, we're gonna touch about the events the past couple of weeks because it's all relevant. Okay. Did you watch the Mike Fox fight?
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. like what you just did, like woo.
Yeah.
Ain't got too much to say about it, but it's boxing.
I knew you was gonna say that too. It's boxing. It's boxing. We had his dad on last week, and shout out to the Fox family, man. They didn't deserve that.
They didn't.
But I wanted to let him know that this isn't an isolated incident. You know, he was being very diplomatic, and a lot of it was because they probably have some legal things going on. Mm-hmm. But the purpose was to let him know you're not alone on this because this type of thing is going on in the whole sport. And we found out that the judge was a racist, and she's married to one of the dudes that basically owns the goddamn thing. And it was a bad look on the WBA. And I think they're ruling
to steal that. To steal that, because you know that happened to me in Italy.
Against
my
who?
first fight, Michelle Piccirillo. I beat this guy. hands down. Like I had him wobbled and everything. The referee stepped in the way when I had him wobbled because it wasn't shown in the United States. And see, and at this time I was signed with Top Rank. And I was fighting a Don King fighter. Don was there. The guy that I fought, the Italian that I was fighting, his manager was banned from the United States for being mafioso.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Go ahead.
It was only like 300 people invited to the fight, all suit and tie, in a tent in Switzerland somewhere. I was staying in Lenco, Italy, but we went to somewhere in I guess over there right next to it. And they got me on a split decision. But the thing is, Top Rank sent me over there with no protection. I beat this guy. But the thing is, it was a lose-win situation though. I lost, but my contract with Top Rank was over with.
That was your last fight with him, right?
Right. Because if I was, if I'd have won the title, I would have had to stay with them for 3 more years. But so since I lost, my contract was up. So this is how I ended up with Don. All right. As soon as I got back to the States, I flew down here and had a meeting, and Don put the guy on ice. So I had to fight Rafael Pineda. That's crazy because I remember him fighting Pornell and everybody else. You know, I ended up fighting him. You know, and tough son of a gun, man. And I ended up beating him, and I had to go back to Italy. To fight the dude again, but it was different. It was a different situation this time because now I had a little protection, like the IBL sent different judges over there, you know, and at the time, now Daryl is the head. At the time, he was just a judge for the IBS, but he was over there, you know, and but this time Don didn't come. Don didn't come because I was signed with him, and the dude was signed with him too. I remember what I said. His manager was mafioso, and I went back over there. I beat him worse than I beat him the first time, you know, and I came back home with the victory.
That's crazy.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot for a champion to go to a foreigner's backyard and win a title because it's so tough, man. It's so tough, man.
You gotta be a road warrior.
That's why. Like, I support, you know, no matter what the situation is, I support our American fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
Say it again. American fighters, man. Like, I'm pro-American. I'm pro-American because if I'm gonna go for the USA through the Olympics, why would it change when we turn professional? Why would it change? Why would I be going against another? Even though I like everybody in boxing, but it's just that. You know what I'm saying? I can't go for you. I can't go for you because you're going against another American. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I don't like you. It's just I want the title in America. I'd rather have it over here, just like any other country. I don't care if we way better than the dude that we're fighting from this country. If we go over to another country and fight in their backyard, dude, do you know the drama we have to go through? You know, even even though in Italy, I had a lot of fans and stuff, but come on, let's be real. They were still going with their guy.
I hope
They
y'all
try to
paying
mess.
attention in the chat, man. Let me get to the super chat real quick. She said, General Squirrel, salute to you in that super chat. He said, I eat pig feet. I eat hog maw. Salute, gents, for the work you doing. Thanks for coming on, Cory. Bronx on deck. Salute to you. That's General Squirrels, man. Salute to you, fam.
And
And
Hey,
I missed.
Corey,
Oh, wait.
Corey,
I got one more. Wait, hold on. I got one more.
Corey, I'm
Gloves and
sorry.
recovery in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, Stormy, what gym you train at in Shy? I'm in ATL, but my people's out there. When I visit, I'm definitely going to need some work. That's for you, Stormy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just responded to him in the chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
hey,
Yeah, I
so
responded to him.
Stormy, you in Chicago?
Yes, sir.
So you know my main man, the legend, my favorite cut man that's ever been in boxing, Jim Strickland.
Yes, sir. Strickland. I'm very familiar with Strickland.
Man, that was he was a part of my dream team in my corner.
And you know, Strickland, my mentor is Eddie Davis. Do you know Eddie Davis
Yes,
out
yes,
here
I
in
do.
Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my mentor. I came
Yeah.
up under him and working with guys in the gym out of his gym. He worked out of the Park District, Woodlawn Park here in Chicago, Fuller Park, and there's another park on the west side of the city. Escapes me at the moment. But yeah, Eddie's been around a long time. I mean, he goes all the way back before like guys like Donnell Nicholson and all of them got involved in boxing coming out of Chicago, Frez Okendo and those guys.
Yeah. I remember
Yes, sir.
you know, I came and stayed with Strick for a little bit, man, in Chicago. I was training at this gym. It looked like a court building, man.
Yeah.
It'll put you in the mind of a court building, the building that it was in. But Strick wife, Jim Strickland wife, she the one that got me addicted to calamari.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I will never forget that, man. And it was like the neighborhood that they lived in Chicago. It was a nice neighborhood because just because they lived in this neighborhood and the high school where they had football games and stuff, everybody in the whole neighborhood got free tickets to come to the football games. So while I was up there, I used to go to the football games every weekend. I just walk over to the high school and be at the games. It was man, I'll never forget that, man. My man
Good
Jim.
time,
Yeah,
man.
Chicago love their sports, man. Here it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a
man.
magnificent pastime here.
Man,
So I wanted to ask you, I brought up the mugging of Mike Fox last week and the week before, and fast forward to last night. Did you see the event last night with Manny Pacquiao and
yes.
Ugas?
Yes, yes, I did. Like a lot of people is have their own assumptions on, but I was looking at the fight. To me, Pacquiao really a close fight, won the fight, but Ugas landing the more open shots, You know what I'm saying? So they could, Ugas.
Your mic went out, brother. Can't hear you. Yeah, your mic. I can't hear you. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Yeah, he'll be back in a second. Yeah. I firmly believe that the WBA ran out of cheat codes to give because they exhausted it with Mike Fox. Now, had they played it cool, maybe they'd have probably been able to pull something off. But the WBA is under a sharp microscope right now. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I would like to
WBA
think it's the sport of boxing being under a microscope right now. We're
That's what I
holding
wanna
their feet to the flames, man, and it ain't no
Yeah.
time to let up. It's time to press them down in there so we smell the pork. You understand? This
There you
is
go.
this has got to be what it is, man. We take that opportunity to smash. You
That's
know?
right.
Yeah, I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Clear.
Oh, like
Now,
I
go ahead.
was
Go ahead.
saying,
What you saying, bro?
I was saying, Ugas, fought his butt off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had it. They could have made it a draw, and
Really?
it could have went the other way. Yeah, I really think. Look at the fight. Look at the fight, because both of them had damage to their face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them looked different. You know what I'm saying? So, but I take my hat off to Ugas for coming in and fought basically the best fight of his career, basically, because he had to dig deep to fight that old man, because the old man make you fight.
Yeah,
But
based off the classic criteria, I was rating the defense. Ugás stayed in the pocket. He didn't backpedal. He fought a completely different fight than Floyd Mayweather did.
mhm.
He was right there to be hit, and Manny couldn't close the deal. I mean, there was a couple of times where he threw those awkward punches off
Yeah,
balance.
yeah.
But I think
But
go ahead.
you know what? Oh, it was like he looked so much bigger than Pacquiao too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then and then when Pacquiao will come to punch, Ugas is just go in the shell. He'll go in the shell. Boom, 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 take a lot of shots. I take my hat off to him, man. He fought a brilliant, smart fight. You know what I'm saying?
That jab was the
And
difference.
yeah, but
That jab was different.
but I respect. I give my utmost respect to Manny. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, Manny 42, 43. He's beating these young lions. And then people got to look at it. Man, he was fit to just fight supposed to be the top welterweight in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then hold up. And then when he fell out, he could have got someone so much easier. But he went right into another tough welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
And that said a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? That said a whole lot to me. Like this man want to really give the boxing fans the best fight that they can possibly see. Because
Hall of Fame career, no doubt.
He's not. Usyk ain't no slouch from a long shot, man. From a long shot, man. And
so basically, right now we have a situation where we don't know what Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I'm good with Manny Pacquiao if he retires. I mean, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
I think he,
right.
In my opinion, I think he may have gotten off a little easier because I think if Errol would have smelt that blood, he'd have got him out of there because Errol's a different guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that right now you got Ugás, you got Errol, and you got Bud. These three guys, right? So I'm just curious, and I'll go around the panel, but I'll start with you, Cory, since you're the guest. What's the best move for Ugás at this point if you're looking at Bud and you're looking at Errol right now? Because he's the real WBA champion now.
I think Ugas should milk the pot. I think he should, he got the victory over the legend. You know what I'm saying? Live on it for a little bit. Make these guys chase after me. Chase after me, milk the pot, make you some money. Make some money off of
that's
it,
business.
and then go back.
That's business. That's business.
Yeah,
I hate the business of boxing, but I get it.
Yeah, but that's everybody else doing it.
Yeah, you know, you got to
Everybody
secure,
else
you know,
doing
and I hear that. You know, you got to secure the pot, man, because at any given point it can go wrong in that ring, man. And you want to make sure you have your
And
bags
then
intact.
then two. Look, he made himself another tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a little bit more. You can get some more of them checks by fighting. You ain't gotta go right back into another hard fight. You can milk the pot, get another payday, and then go to Bud and Earl. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear that.
Don't give it up. Don't give it up so fast. You just was in a war. Your face was different too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm not sure if he I'm trying to think of the landscape of the division. At this point, I don't think there's anything else to do. I don't think there's anywhere else he can go.
It ain't though. But if he gonna do it, you know, 'cause I don't know what how Earl eye is going to be either.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, because that's a bad injury that he had. So
I mean, how crazy would it be if Ugas ends up as being the man of the division? Ain't no one even thought of that. I mean, look, the landscape is wide open, man. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
If he wants to try to go back and avenge the loss with Sean Porter.
I think Sean Porter has worked with Bud, if that's even actually happening. Have they've gone to purse bid?
Yeah, that's what I want to see though.
I definitely want to see that.
I want to see that bad. I want to see how Bud can handle that rough tactic stuff that Sean Porter brings.
Yeah. We put Bud on the pedestal. You know, I just want to see the brother perform. You know, I'm just curious, can he handle that Sean Porter type of pressure? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say yes, he can compete, but I want to see it now. You know, I want to see if he can compete. I'm gonna say yes, but I want to see it to be sure. Salute to Mr. Mechanical in that super chat. Much love. He said, "What's up, good brothers? Y'all be coming through like Jordan in the fourth quarter with these interviews, man. Man, shout out to Trick Nolte, man. This guy does the work. He on the ground, man. Oh, Pac-Man Tay in the building.
Salute.
In that order.
Yeah, so I'd like to see it. I like to see it. You know, we put Bud on the pedestal. Cool. Can he handle that Sean Porter pressure? Let's see it. That's what boxing is for me. If you think this guy can win and that guy can win, great. Let's see it. That's how, you know, the ever fight ain't happening next. So Bud, how crazy would it be if Bud gets in there with Sean and dominates him? I mean, things like that can happen. It's boxing. So my thing is, let's see it. Stormy, what's your take on that? The landscape of 147.
Well, nobody wanted Ugas before last night. They really don't want him now. And I'm talking about the other belt holders. You can put Earl in there too, because Earl could have fought him. Remember, when he first got awarded that belt, Earl was talking about he wanted that belt, right? Why didn't they make that deal? That should have been an easy deal to make with Ugas, since a lot of people didn't know who he was and everything. But strangely, they opted for the deal with Pacquiao. Now, Pacquiao didn't have a belt, but he brought in more revenue. So at the end of the day, what is the real objective by the Spinks camp? See, those are the kind of questions that people should be asking. And Bud still ain't fighting nobody. It's beyond 30 days that they were supposed to go to purse bid after the 30 days, right? So we still don't see anything happening there. Sean Porter ain't talking, huh? He usually got a
Strange,
lot
right?
to say. He
Yep.
usually got a lot to say. So as far as Ugas, hey, I'm behind the guy. He went out there and he won hands down when people didn't think he was going to and everything. And he's a guy who has skills. So what I would like to see out of him, take the pick or selection of one of these young lions and beat them.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 4 of them out there. You got Ennis, you got Ortiz, you got Conor Ben, and I think you got Imantas Stanionis. These guys,
Just
pick one of those guys. Pick one. And the reason being, you want to pick them before they get really, really good. Now, some people think a couple of them are really, really good right now, but it really doesn't, you really don't have that information until they step up to that level where those bright lights, everything is on the line and everything. The most vulnerable out of them right now might be Virgil Ortiz Jr. He might be the most vulnerable. The most dangerous out of them right now may be Jaron Ennis. The one that's
you talking about from Philly,
out
right?
of all of them is
Stanionis.
Yeah. And then the one that you that's really unproven yet or whatever would be Conor Ben. But see, you have the opportunity, being the champion, you can take one of these guys on because the people don't know who they really are yet. You know what I mean? And you can make good money doing so. You'll be that. If you want to talk about being the A side, you'll be that. If you want to talk about that you're the headlining and whatnot, you do that. The only thing you have to do is ensure that you win. And I think that's great enough motivational tool for him to do so.
You know what, though?
And if he did pluck one of them off of the ledge like that, he would be a person that you have to give a little bit more shine to. And now he goes into the fight with those other guys with more on his resume and everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that too. But I think he's going to want to take that high road and try to fight another superstar again. He's fit to fight another mega superstar again.
Well,
as one of the big welterweights. I think he's gonna take that road.
I mean, he's gonna jump right in there with Errol, I guess. Like I said,
can.
I mean,
because I'm saying, but I would though. I would though. Look at the problems Earl has. Look at, first it was the car crash, now it's the eye. Come on.
So he might be a wounded animal. He might be a wounded animal. I mean, that's possible. That's possible. I mean, you know, we love Errol, but it might be.
But this injury that he has now is bad.
Mm-hmm.
That retires a lot of boxers, like myself.
You had a tear like that?
I had a detached retina.
Shit.
You know that.
That was it? That's what did it?
Yeah, that was it, man. But it was mine was detached before I fought.
Did you know about it before you went in the ring?
Yes.
You fought anyway. That's what Errol tried to do, but he couldn't get cleared, and they found it by accident.
Yeah, I knew it. I was basically blind in one eye.
Damn.
I didn't care. I'm a warrior. Yeah. But
Sugar Ray Leonard had a detached retina, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'm hearing a lot of things. I'm hearing that the technology's better. He's going to be okay, but it can be career ending. I'm hearing a lot of things, and I guess there's only one way to find out.
It can, because it can come back a loose. It could come back a loose.
Did he have a detached retina, or was it a tear? I think it was a tear. It's a tear, right?
His was a tear. Here's a tear. Here's not totally not attached, but here's a little tear. But it's basically like almost the same damn thing, you know. It messes with your vision.
Yeah.
No matter what, if they went in there and fixed it, and corrected it, he gonna have a cataract.
Cataract ain't cool, man.
It's going to be, it's surgery on your eye. It's going to develop a cataract. That's just like having operation anywhere on your body. You're going to develop arthritis in that spot. Anywhere you have operation at, you're going to develop arthritis in that spot.
I mean, I don't see that. Well, I haven't heard the doctors saying that his career is over, because I'm figuring if that was the case, I think that would have been
Monty just told me. Monty just told me that the doctors told him you should be considered retiring.
What?
Yeah, Monty just told me. Remember, I just told you, I just talked to him.
You just talked to him, right?
Yeah, he just told me.
Listen, man, this is why all the more reason. I've said this many times over. These young men, they're all like contemporaries. They're right there, whatever. They should have strike while the iron is hot. Fight each other.
Yeah.
Stop that stuff talking about letting something marinate and all that. This is two situations that have taken Earl's career off the table. Okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully it won't be permanent, but it looked like it could be. There's a possibility, a probability of it taking him off. Now, how much time was wasted not fighting the other guys? And the money that was made fighting whoever he fought is far less than he could have made fighting certain guys.
But it's like his career is steady slowing up. Some getting in the way of.
This is what I'm saying. And Bud Crawford is a victim here too of his own madness, because he could have stepped up to the plate and fought some guys.
60-40.
Yeah, it's like,
you'd have known who was better.
This is what I'm talking about. Cory, see, you come from an era where you guys fought each other.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you damn sure did.
You sought out the opportunities to fight the best man, the next match, income and revenue, doing it as much as possible. These guys are trying to curtail getting a loss on their record. Well, there are losses in life. Look at what could be lost. The whole damn career. You know what I'm saying? Yep. These guys need to get their asses together and get in there and fight. Or get out the sport, because you don't play boxing. You could play football, basketball, baseball, all of that, tennis, track, but you can't play boxing because it's not a game.
Because for real, like, when you get out the game, you want something that stands out on your resume. And
absolutely,
I know Bud has, been a world champion at 2 different weight classes, but really, like, who's there that people can remember and talk about, like, that you fought?
Listen, I give a perfect example here. Everybody in the chat out there and everybody on this panel know who Joe Frazier is, right?
I hope so.
Yep.
But is he any less of a legend fighter because he faced Ali or not? And because he lost to Ali or not? But he had a victory over Ali as well, right? So they needed each other. They needed each other to put themselves in a place in history that we could make their names synonymous with one another from the sport. These guys right now that we're talking about in that welterweight division, your old division, they're not even facing each other. You fought Zab twice.
No,
that's right.
Yep.
You didn't have to face Zab the second time, did you?
You fought
No.
what's his name? Carolocco, the Italian name guy. You fought him twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what they are not doing, bro. They're not facing the quality opposition, but they'll fight those second and third tier guys over and over again.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable.
Like even like they can say what they want. Like Floyd fought Castillo twice.
Twice, and he had to do it.
Yeah.
He fought Maidana twice. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Man,
salute to Daryl Alexander. He is now a member. He's benching 205. Salute to my brother, Divine Sense Reborn. Everyone go subscribe to Divine Sense Reborn. That's the fam right there. He is now a member. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my brother there. We did In the Eye of the Storm yesterday.
Absolutely. Go check that show
man.
for real.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. Like it's like even back in the day, like everyone if it's a tough fight, they'll go right back. Do you remember the wars between Mike McCullough and James Toney?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
now, what do we know about Mike McCullough? A whole lot of people avoided
the body
him.
Snatcher.
Yep.
Yeah.
The body snatcher. People don't even know.
How many fighters avoided him?
Don't even know. Man, so many, man. Some people don't even know about Mike McCullough, man.
Man, he gave Julian Jackson his first loss.
Yep.
And this is when Julian Jackson was knocking out everybody.
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 Terry Norris still ain't woke up yet.
Man, that's crazy. Look, and that's crazy, man, because you know, like a lot of them guys, like a lot of them older guys, if you talk to them, they speech impairment is, you know, has gotten a little groggy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
From the wars that they used to fight and all that. So it's crazy, man.
Hey, I want to say something, y'all. Back to Ugas. You know, Ugas it's one thing about the Cuban fighters, man. They get avoided they get avoided real fast. And I'm gonna give y'all a name. I don't know if a lot of people know this guy, but his name was Juan Carlos Gomez. He was a Cuban that fought out of Germany. Remember him?
I remember.
He came up in the era. Yeah, he came up in an era when James Toney and Vasily Jurov and them, these guys are flirting around cruiserweight. Roy Jones is flirting around going to cruiserweight heavyweight. Why come them guys and fight that guy?
High risk, low reward.
Because he has skills.
Thank you. He was like Luis Ortiz back then, basically.
Yeah.
And this guy,
see, those guys. This is the thing that nobody wants to give credit to the Cuban fighters. The Cuban fighters take the time to learn boxing technique, complete. Now we're talking about from the way you hold your guard to the way you keep your balance to the way you execute your punches to the way you move and defend yourself. American fighters and fighters from other parts of the world, they come into the play of trying to emulate something that they've seen or whatever. Yeah. The most ridiculous thing I see is these guys who come out of the gym trying to fight with their hands down low and everything and jabbing from their hips and all of that stuff. If they're not doing that foolishness, they're trying to do a shoulder roll or something that they've seen Floyd Mayweather doing, getting their heads knocked off and everything. They're not taught to protect themselves at all times. They're not taught anything about balance. They're not taught anything about punching with leverage, because you can knock a guy out with a 6-inch punch. They don't know these things. You see? So those Cuban guys, they know. Guillermo Rigondeaux can knock guys out at that weight class where he's is with single shots. And it's not about him being such a powerful puncher. It's about how he throws the punch with technique. You see what I'm saying? It's like that's a lost art when it comes to people like over here, because you got guys out there trying to be cool and everything. When the Prince came along in the UK, he ruined it for a lot of their people over there because you got people trying to fight like that.
Yeah.
Not a good look. Not a good
No.
look.
Yeah.
Listen, man, you come in the gym where we were over here, with all that trying to fight with your hands low and all of that, man. We tell you get out the ring, man. Get out of the ring with that foolishness.
Nah, tell them stay there and see what happens.
Exercises or something.
Tell them stay there and see what happens.
Hey,
there's a reason you keep your hands up. There's a reason that you learn how to punch from here. You understand? There's a reason for that. Yeah. It's called a sweet science.
Hey, on that note, fellas, I'm sorry, I got to stab out, fellas.
No doubt, Cory, man. Your brother, listen, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for the better part of a decade, man. I got you locked in. We'll have you back, definitely, bro. It's been a blessing, man. Thank you so much, bro.
I would love to come back.
No doubt, fam. So we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
All right, peace.
All right, Cory, keep in touch, man.
All right, bro.
No problem. All right.
Man, that was dope.
Yep,
man.
Indeed.
But what you're saying, Stormy, is absolutely correct. You know, some guys got to learn the hard way. I remember I tried to do a shoulder roll because I saw James Toney doing it in the fight. You know how many speed knots I had on the top of my damn head? I said, well, that ain't work. It was crazy. You know, if I always say this, if you are a trainer and you're trying to train a brand new kid to fight like Roy Jones, you're going to get that kid killed.
Hey, Drew, let me say something, please. You know, it's funny you mentioned about Roy Jones because the other day when I was in Vegas, I got Chris Eubanks Jr. hitting the mitts, and I'm glad he got away from Roy. I mean, he looks how Roy had him dipping and doing this stuff like that. Whoever the guy that's training him now has gotten him sitting down on his punches and hitting the pads better. You know, so I'm glad he got away from Roy, man. No shade at Roy, but I'm glad he got away from him.
Right. This is no shade to Roy. Roy, I'm sure he knows the basics, but when he got into his comfort zone, he understood that he can do everything wrong and get away with it based off of his athleticism. But what happens? Father Time catches up. And he's done got away from the basics for like 30 years. And that you see what happened later on in his career. You know what I mean? So you just
speaking of that, you guys want to hear something with extreme irony? When Roy was so popular and had moved up to light heavyweight and was beating all of them southpaws and everything, and people were talking about he's the fighter of the decade and this and that, you know, just loving on him, right? Yeah. Somebody asked me, they said, you know, what is it going to take? What do you think it's going to take for somebody to beat Roy Jones? I say, well, Roy is extremely unorthodox with his athleticism and everything, but he's not technically sound. He doesn't really rely on the jab. He doesn't really use it. He likes to leap and lunge in with his shots and things of that nature. And what will happen is a technical boxer is going to get him. I said someone who has great timing, someone who has great boxing ability, you know, technically wise, someone that punches from the right angles and things like that. They're going to get him because all of that unorthodox for what offsets someone that's extremely unorthodox is someone who is extremely orthodox. It's the way of the universe. It's the yin and yang in things. And guess what happened? Antonio Tarver caught him with a counterpunch when he lunged in with a lead right. Tarver just dipped low, which Buddy McGirt had told him. He said, get lower on those shots when he throws at you. And he got lower and countered Roy with a left straight down the pike. Roy had been beating up southpaws, munching on them like an orc, right? That southpaw ate him up. He never saw the punch coming. And he was done after that. It wasn't that he dropped all that weight and lost the muscle and all that. There was no muscle around the chin. There was no muscle around the chin. Do you hear me? I say it one more time. There was no muscle around the chin. If Tarver was banging him to the body and beating him down like that, then you could say, well, yeah, it wore on Roy physically like that because he had to make the adjustments coming down from heavyweight, this, that, and the third. No, he got hit on the chin, on the button. Go back and look at that fight.
And let me say this: he fought him twice, so he did it to the second fight. So there you go, right there. So it had nothing to do with the weight.
And in the first fight, the fight was close, right? He had trouble with Tarver because Tarver was a technically sound fighter. Okay, technically, he threw from the right places. He covered up. He countered. He did the things he's supposed to do, right? And he had no awe of Roy. He was very familiar with him. He chased him for years. So it's like, this is what I was talking about. It came to pass. Another fighter that it happened to, Sugar Shane, when he got in there with Vernon Forrest, same thing happened. Fighters who are like that, unorthodox, all it takes is someone who is technically sound, okay? And they can handle their business. Manny is a little bit unorthodox, right? What happened? Ugas do to him?
Fought in the pocket, didn't run, quote unquote.
I'm telling you, there are principles to these things. And if you stick to that, it's easy.
Yeah, sure is. Well, on that note, man, this was a hell of a show, man. Yo, man, salute to you. Trick Nolte, he got his boots on the ground, man. He's getting me these guests, man. You let them know how they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can go hit me up on Facebook. I'm Anthony Carter on Facebook. Instagram on Trick_Nolte. Y'all just hit me up, man. And thank you, Drew, for having me on. And thank you, Stormy, man, for being on with us, man. I appreciate both of y'all. Everybody in the chat, salute.
No dirty doubt. Stormy, the sensei. Let them know how they can find you. And tell them about your Sunday night show. Your Sunday show. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a new call-in show on Sundays. We just did episode number 6 this morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. It's called Answering the Bell with Stormy B, man. We take calls from the family and for anybody that's out there that want to talk about the subjects in the sport of boxing. We keep it clean, but we also keep it full of passion, where we discuss the sport, the X's and O's. A lot of great stuff happening with that show. We're very excited where it's going. And that's Sunday mornings, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And, of course, the channel, Stormy B, man. We got the Tuesday Tussles, 8 p.m. Central. We got Thursday, the Three Wise Men of Boxing, 8 p.m. Central. Shout out to our brother Kurt Sugar, who's not doing well at this time. We really need your prayers and well wishes for Kurt that he has a recovery. He's undergoing some health issues at this time, and he needs all of our strength. And Scrapbook Boxing on that show. And then we got the Friday night chop session with myself. And then we got Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens on there with myself. And we discuss the week's worth of news in the sport of boxing. We really rolling over there with the channel. It's growing fast. Better get on board because otherwise you miss the train. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
That's what it is, man. Yo, listen, man, much love and appreciation to the super chat, the members. Don't be shy to hit up Trick Nolte's Cash App. I have it scrolling down there at the bottom, man. We working, man. All we want to do is talk boxing, and this is what we love to do. Shout out to Cory Spinks.
Yes, sir.
That guy's a solid dude, man. His whole bloodline, those are champions right there, man. So we're definitely going to have him back, man. On that note, y'all know Black is on right now. Y'all go head up to Trill Boxing Talk. You know what I'm saying? You know he's cooking about what happened yesterday. So I'm about to go over there right now, jump in that chat, and see what's doing, man. Salute to the entire LDBC. Salute to everybody. Whether you're LDBC or not, man, if you appreciate Boxing Talk, I appreciate you. And hit up Stormy. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got ideas, hit up Trick Nolte. He put his email in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? And this is what we do, man. It's just Boxing Talk. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. We just trying to get a conversation going because we love a sport that doesn't love us back. And that's why we're here. You know what I mean? And on that note, Bronx on deck. And I'm going to see y'all in the morning. I got a gripe. So it's going to be crazy tomorrow. So I'll see y'all in the morning. head over the trail right now. Bronx on deck.